What is going on, guys? Bruin Steel here. Welcome back to another WWE broadcast. I'm your host, Bruin Steel, and I'm joined by Canadian Yorker, and we are here to recap the Friday Night Smackdown that took place on July 19th, 2024, and it took place in Omaha, Nebraska, and we are on the road to SummerSlam 2024, which is taking place August 3rd, 2024. Be sure to stream that on Peacock. So, yeah, SmackDown is here, and me and Canadian Yorker are here today. And by the way, if you guys are wondering, our New Jersey trip was awesome. If you haven't done so, check out our blogs. But don't want to talk too much about that since it's non-related to WWE. But you saw us out of town. It was a great trip. Canadian Yorker, how's it going tonight?
Doing great, man. I mean, we're definitely feeling the New Jersey trip hangover, but we're definitely glad to be back and talking about WWE. And let's just see what happens since we've been gone.
Alright, so Friday Night SmackDown, let's get started with the opening segment. We start off the show with the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. We saw what happened to him last week, where the Bloodline took out Randy Orton, forcing Cody Rhodes to watch. Just absolute mayhem. Cody Rhodes said that Randy Orton is a friend, but before he was a mentor. Randy picked him when others discarded him. He said he won't be standing here as champion without Orton, so imagine his guilt. He said he felt guilty watching Randy Orton get put for the table while he was forced to watch. He said family is not always blood. His song says wrestling has more than one royal family, and Randy is family. Um, and basically, he said that he wants to look directly to the camera to talk to the man responsible, who was Solo. And Solo said that Cody told Solo before WrestleMania 39 that he wasn't ready and paid him back by costing him every title, the very title he's holding now. But then Cody Rhodes get interrupted by A-Town Down Under, Austin Theory, and Grayson Waller. And I'm like, ooh boy, this is getting interesting. So basically, Austin Theory said Cody's spending a lot of time talking about the bloodline, but because of him, Austin Theory, like always, I knew it was going to happen. Austin Theory complaining about getting attacked by Jacob Fatu last week, and now his cheek is swollen. And Cody said that if it wasn't because of Grayson Waller kneeing him in the face, but then they blamed that it was Cody's fault that Randy got hurt, and that caused Cody Rhodes to attack both Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. But it seems like Grayson Waller and Austin Theory had the edge until this guy back, this boxer. I don't know if you saw this boxer was there in the house. He gave Cody Rhodes a steel chair. I forgot the boxer's name. Maybe you know since you kind of follow boxing, but he gave Cody Rhodes a steel chair, and Cody Rhodes was able to get redemption and attack Grayson Waller and Austin Theory with the steel chair, ending the opening segment. What are your thoughts of this opening segment?
Wow, what a banger to open WWE. Cody Rhodes definitely has his hands full of the bloodline. The bloodline is not going away anywhere. The bloodline has a vendetta against Cody. The bloodline wants everything back that Cody took from them. Cody took the title, Cody took their status. They want it back. They want everything that he has. And Grayson Waller and Austin Theory still being the menaces that they are. What else can you do about these guys? They're not going to do anything. Obviously, uh, Austin Theory is not listening to anything that anybody is telling him that Grayson Waller is just using him. And that's exactly what's going on with Grayson Waller. I mean, that's another thing for another day, another video for another day. It's great that that boxer came in to save the day to help Cody Rhodes chase off Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. So, that's great for them. Uh, and for the bloodline coming down and attacking them. They just continually every time they come in, they took out Randy, they took out they're not going to stop until they get what they want. Okay, and this is just how it's going to be with the bloodline. They want everything back. Or Cody has to do something to stop them.
Alright, so moving on to the first match of Friday Night SmackDown, we got Andrade going one on one with Carmelo Hayes, a rivalry that we saw that could have started, and it starts right now. Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes. I guess because Carmelo Hayes thinks Andrade cost him the Money in the Bank ladder match. But this was a great match. I actually missed this match. I watched some of SmackDown because the stream was like acting up or something. I don't know. But it was a great match. Carmelo Hayes looked like he was in control. But at the end, it was Andrade with the message. It was a great match by Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. Um, Andrade had some, he had it at some points, but Carmelo kicked out. Code Breaker, I think it was Andrade with the Code Breaker, Carmelo on top, and then Andrade was able to hit the message, his finisher, by Pitfall. Andrade with a big win over Carmelo Hayes by Pitfall. What are your thoughts on this match?
I just want to see more of the storyline fleshed out between Carmelo Hayes and Andrade. Carmelo Hayes is one of the hottest tickets right now in WWE. One of the biggest guys coming out of NXT who's making his name and his stamp known on the WWE universe and in WWE. And it's great to see him progress. It's unfortunate that he lost, though, because he had his chance at Money in the Bank. He definitely could have won the Money in the Bank and gotten the Money in the Bank right there to use it and cash in on anyone. And if he won it, that would have made him a really interesting performer coming out of NXT, where he is. Andrade, I mean, I believe Andrade has been champion before. Andrade has been a force before. Obviously, we need to see more of Andrade in some sort of way, in some sort of picture, continuing and moving up. Um, I mean, I believe he was almost recruited into the Judgment Day, and I can see him doing something with Damian Priest if he can pull Damian Priest away from the Judgment Day, which would make it interesting because they tried to recruit him. Now let him pull the reverse Uno card on the Judgment Day and get Damian Priest out of the Judgment Day because we smell we definitely smell something cooking with the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day is definitely pulling something on Damian Priest. They're going to turn on him, and and Damian Priest is definitely going to need some backup going forward. So I believe Andrade will be a factor in Damian Priest in the future, sometime in the future. Making a decision on the Judgment Day. So even though he has no affiliation with them, uh, he's definitely gonna play a factor in that.
Alright, so moving on to the next. Moving on. So we got a big sit-down satellite interview with Corey Graves as he interviews a big SummerSlam match. As he interviews Bayley, the WWE Women's Champion, squaring off against Nia Jax. So Bayley and Nia Jax in a sit-down satellite interviewed by Corey Graves. Um, Nia Jax said that he's not Nia Jax, excuse me. Nia Jax says she's not even listening, and Corey Graves should just look at her and look at Bayley to know that Corey Graves should start feeling sorry for Bayley because she's going to put her down like an old sick dog. That's what Nia Jax said. And Bayley said that Jax hasn't changed in 10 years, and Nia protests that she should be addressed as Queen Nia. Bayley says she can call her how she likes, and Nia is the same heartless woman with a big mouth who thinks she owns the place and says Jax took her out of her SummerSlam match years ago and she didn't hurt her because she's so mean and vicious and because she's big and clumsy and reckless. Bayley went savage on Nia Jax. I bet you like that. That pretty much got Nia Jax mad and said that she's content being Queen of the Ring and she's coming for that title because she gets to take it off of Bayley. Bayley says she's got bad news and says she doesn't want her to listen to what people are saying about how much bigger she is. And she's saying that she's changed so much. Well, so has Bayley. And she's walking out of champion. There's not a damn thing Nia can to do about it. And I actually think Bayley got the better of Nia Jax here because if you can see, Nia Jax just starts freaking out and then you can see tears coming out of her eyes. And she just like takes her earpiece off and storms out. So, you love this, obviously. So, what are your thoughts on this one-on-one interview?
Bayley is playing 9 games with 9 attacks. Obviously, Bayley is not Rhea Ripley. Let's admit that. When Nia Jax faced Rhea Ripley, she was in her face on point. She's gonna take over Nia Jax. Rhea Ripley. She's gonna dominate Rhea Ripley. And let's face it, let's admit it. Nia Jax came close. She was almost there and almost beat Rhea Ripley. He was dominating the match, but she lost to Rhea Ripley. That's what happened. Okay, but she's facing a different type of person, a different type of champion who Bayley is using her wits. Bayley is using her guile to to get into Nia Jax's head and to make her, uh, I could say, maybe just make her upset, get under her skin is the right word. She's gonna get under her skin and make her do things that she normally doesn't do, so she can make a mistake and then capitalize on Nia's mistakes. That is exactly what Bayley is doing to Nia Jax. Bayley is getting under Nia Jax's skin, and Nia Jax is falling for it. And obviously, with Bayley's quick sarcastic comments and all these things, it's just making Nia mad because Nia knows Nia is not facing Rhea Ripley. Nia is facing Bayley, who's different. Okay, Bayley's using a different type of way to get under his skin, and that's what makes her. This is what making her an interesting champion because Bayley was actually challenged. Remember before Nia challenged Bayley, Nia and Damage Control. Nia challenged Nia challenged Rhea, and I think Damage Control was in the same ring as Rhea Ripley. And then Nia told Damage Control to get out of the ring, and they did exactly as they were told. So, I mean, just by physical confrontation is going to work against Bayley because Bayley knows she can't beat her, so she's using a different way to beat Nia Jax. And we're gonna have to see this outcome at SummerSlam. And this is great. So I
All
want to
right,
see how is Nia.
yeah, so so far there's been title matches. This is what I like to see. This is what every pay-per-view would have to be. So for every single title is going to be defended except the tag team titles on both the men's and women's so far. But this is what we need. Every major championship to be defended at the SummerSlam. But I already got predictions, so we're gonna save that for later. I can't wait to share my prediction for SummerSlam when we do that. But let's move on. Yeah, it's gonna be a great match between Bayley and Nia Jax. But moving on, we got a one-on-one match. Um, this was great. I loved every second of this. We got Bianca Belair versus fucking Chelsea Green. And oh my god, this was great. Chelsea Green showing that she's a pathetic woman that just can't do anything. Losing matches under 5 minutes. That's just like shows how she needs to retire or just goes to another fucking wrestling show because she's just trash. Like, oh my god. And people are gonna be like, oh, it's not fair. She's injured from the fall. Oh, cry me a river. Oh, she doesn't deserve to lose. Oh, she was hurt. She wasn't. She just needs to talk to Nick Aldis. She's been doing that for cry me a river. I mean, she accepted. I mean, Bianca and Chelsea Green. What else I can say? It was just a 5 minute, like I think it was like 3 minute actually, 2 minute actually. It was just roll after roll. Big German suplex, and then at the end, Chelsea Green, she tried to be a sneaky bastard, but that turned on her. What now? Bianca made Chelsea Green pay with an O'Connor roll up. So Bianca Belair defeats Chelsea Green under 5 minutes, which I love. That just shows you how bad she is. Chelsea Green is. Um, and post match, Alba Fyre and Isla Dawn appeared on the Tron and talked about how they have the power and they're going to give Bianca and Jade a tiny glimpse next week. But when it comes to a rematch, we'll see. So what is going on with the women's tag team titles? And I'm not gonna lie, Alba Fyre and Isla Dawn are like Chelsea Green, Pimpernel 2.0. Like they have not even defended their titles at all. Like what is this? Like, so we have to see if we have to see, not excuse me, not Adam Pearce. We have to see if Nick Aldis can sneak in a title match. We could see Jade Cargill and Bianca versus Alba Fyre and Isla Dawn for the titles at SummerSlam. I hope to pray that what Nick Aldis decides. But the women's tag team titles need to be defended more. Like Alba Fyre and Isla Dawn. I feel great to them. Great. They need a push. Like what kind of push are they having right now? Like they're not even defending the titles. I mean, like Jesus Christ. I mean, put the titles back on Bianca and Jade. They defended the title for at least, but we'll see what happens. But what are your thoughts on this Bianca and Chelsea Green match?
uh, it's a great pickup win. It's easy pickup win for Bianca. Easy, easy. 1, 2, 3. I mean, Chelsea Green is not much of a match uh, to Bianca. We both know that. Obviously, Bianca's the better. I mean, she has a way better
And
resume
people have
than
the
Chelsea
and then
Green.
people have the audacity to say Chelsea Green is championship material. She's gonna win the title someday. Yet she gets bug squashed by Jade and Cargill under 5 minutes. Like she's not championship material. Go on.
If the only way that Chelsea Green could win is if she has a squad behind her
And I
that
bet
can
every
help her.
single and I bet every single woman in the back room can squash her, and yet people call her a championship material. Like get the fuck out of here. Go on.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. If if Chelsea Green is going to be getting um, any championship opportunity, obviously she has to work and prove it and earn it to show that she is championship material. I mean, Becky Lynch could beat her, like you said. Pretty much any woman in the back could beat Chelsea Green and win against her. But here's the thing about the comment about Elsa Fire and Isodon. I understand that yes, they definitely need a championship opportunity. And yes, it's been some time since they have defended their title. They've never defended their title
They
at all.
have Nick Aldis. You have to do something about this. SummerSlam is probably the biggest pay per view in the summer. If if the women's tag team titles aren't defended at SummerSlam, something is definitely wrong. Triple H, I don't know what you're doing if the women's titles aren't going to be defended at SummerSlam. You have to book it. SummerSlam is kind of like Night at the Champions pay per view, kind of like Clash of the Champions. It's known to for titles to get defended. So Triple H, do what you have to do. Book a women's tag team title match at SummerSlam. It has to happen. Same with the men. I could see the men's tag team titles being defended at SummerSlam. That could be why this gauntlet match is happening next week. The winner faces DIY. They could book that at SummerSlam, which I hope they do. But move on. Sorry.
Yeah, I just want to also point out that I liked it better when Bianca and Jade were both champions. But now that we have not really seen much action from the women's tag team championship, they definitely need more that we have. There's a whole bunch of talent with the women's tag. There's a lot of talent. There's so much talent that is there that can be used. I mean, Sonya came back and helped the Sonya came back from the women's side and is helping
Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler.
yeah, she's helping Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler. You still have damage control in the mix. You have Jade. You got a whole bunch of talent on both sides that could be definitely be used in a women's tag team match. I mean, come on now, you guys, they're dropping the
Just
ball.
like just like WrestleMania, every single championship's gotta be defended. WrestleMania definitely, most definitely. I mean, I can't recall a time where a championship was not defended at WrestleMania. Like I can't. Like that's just like WrestleMania. Of course, a championship has to be defended. Same with SummerSlam. So far, every main championship is going to be defended at SummerSlam, and now you got to add two tag team championship matches in the men's and women's side. You do that, you got a perfect SummerSlam match card. Every single championship being defended. So that's what
It,
Triple
it doesn't. It doesn't. it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be like a tables, ladders, and chair match. Just
No,
make it a
it'll
regular
just be a
tag.
regular it just be a regular match.
Make
That's
it a
the thing.
regular.
But it's
That's it.
just been pay-per-views, like not a lot of come on, like I know like Liv Morgan for example. I know Liv Morgan's going to defend. This is going to be Liv Morgan's. Well, this is going to be Liv Morgan's second defend. Um, Liv Morgan her in her first defense was actually well. I mean, I would say yeah, she defended the title much. I mean, I don't know if I would count the steel cage match against Becky Lynch. Yeah, that was a title defense, I guess. Count it, whatever. And then she defended against Selena Vega. So actually, this is Liv Morgan's third title defense, which is I don't know, but we have to see what happens. Um, but but let's move on. Let's move on. So moving on to the next. Moving on. So we got Nick Aldis in the ring to preside over a contract signing for the United States Championship. So obviously we saw next week. Excuse me. As we saw last week, Logan Paul wasn't there, but the contract has already been signed by LA Knight and Nick Aldis, and what's left was to get the champion signature, Logan Paul. Nick Aldis introduces LA Knight, and I'm thinking, is Logan Paul not going to be there again? Let's see. But surprisingly, I think you probably was like, oh wow, that's a shocker. Logan Paul showed up, and Logan Paul said he's not giving Paul Heyman, like always, Logan Paul said he's not giving LA Knight a title shot, but LA Knight fires back and says every time they've been face to face, he's only cooked them, and he keeps making his case, but Logan cuts him off and says Knight needs a match, but he doesn't, and that's a fact. He calls LA Knight a gym rat with a spray tan and a catchphrase cosplaying The Rock. LA Knight said there's nothing hasn't heard before, and he said he wants to talk about frauds. He said that Logan Paul is out here pretending to be the United States champion but won't sign a contract. I guess he has the same mind as you. Fake champion.
Where's my shirt? Where's my shirt? Where is
um,
my shirt? I gotta
he
find that.
mentioned his and
Thank
then
you,
LA
Michael.
Knight mentioned his brother. He said about Jake. He said about Jake Paul junking in a ring with Mike Tyson, but Logan doesn't have the balls to fight him. But then Paul Heyman said that he daggered up and said he'll sign the contract and give him a shot at glory. And Logan Paul said that after SummerSlam, LA Knight will have nothing, and he opens the contract and draws a map to where LA Knight can stick his dream of being WWE champion. Logan Paul shoves him, LA Knight shoves him, but Nick Aldis tries to stop him. But then Paul Heyman lands a cheap shot, but LA Knight managed to get his hands on him before the BFT, but Logan Paul runs away. So yeah, it's official, guys. Logan Paul versus LA Knight for the United States Championship at SummerSlam, and I can tell you, I got my prediction for that. You guys would just have to wait for my prediction. You might maybe say that, oh, he's picking this person or whatever, but you have to wait a couple more weeks, guys, and you'll find out who I'm picking. So yeah, what are your thoughts on this segment between Logan Paul, and are you excited for this championship, U.S. Championship match at SummerSlam?
I'll say yes. I'm excited. You see me licking my lips right there. I always like, yes, I want to say what I want to say. And this is what I have to say, man. Logan Paul, your time is up, man. Your time is up. Okay? And just like LA Knight said, you're not a true US champion. You never defended your title at all. Okay? This is Logan's time. This is Logan's time. His time is ending. Ending. Okay, it's ending. As far as we know, it is ending. And that is the bottom line. Okay? And yeah, I mean, I'm surprised Logan Paul showed up. Okay? And as for Jake and Logan, Logan's not defending his title. He's scared of LA Knight. He doesn't think he can defend himself against LA Knight. That's why he's constantly taking his cheap shots and his brass knuckles to make it look like he can win by himself. He practically won his brass. He practically won by cheap shotting Rey Mysterio for the U.S. Championship. I mean, come on now. What kind of guy does that? No, this is just so sad. It's so sad.
What would you do?
But
What would you do if Logan Paul won with brass knuckles? You'd be pissed off.
I would be pissed off. He literally tried it every single time he tries. He tried to cheap shot Cody Rhodes to get to
But
get to
but
win the
but this is
WWE
what I gotta
Championship.
say.
Come on now.
I mean, there is a positive. I know people are going to disagree. And it's like, ugh, why do you keep the title on Logan Paul? But hear me out. There could be a possibility. You never know. It might be my pick. You never know. It might not be my pick. But if you guys don't know, SummerSlam is going to be in Logan's hometown, and people are like, "Oh, there's no way Logan Paul's losing in his hometown." But here's the
I
thing.
hope he does.
But here's the thing, though. It doesn't really matter if it doesn't really matter if it's hometown or not because look at Drew McIntyre. He lost twice in a row in 2 years in his hometown at Clash of the Castle. So that's the thing. Logan Paul could lose to LA Knight in his hometown. Like hometown doesn't give you the advantage. Like for example, Drew McIntyre, he literally got screwed twice. Sami Zayn in his hometown of Montreal, facing against Roman Reigns last year. Sami Zayn lost against Roman Reigns in his hometown. Hometown doesn't give you shit, so you never know. So
That's if LA Knight can find somebody who will screw Logan Paul over in his own hometown, and who's gonna do that for him? Who's gonna do it?
I
I
think it's
believe
just gonna
Ricochet,
be. I just think
but
it's gonna be a
Ricochet
one.
isn't there anymore.
I just think it's gonna be a one-on-one match. But let's talk about that later. Like I said, predictions. Let's save it for SummerSlam video. But moving on to the next match, we got Me Chan versus my girl Tiffany Stratton, and all I can say is I was like, oh my god, I was heartbroken after this match. Oh my god, like why? Like Me Chan, I love you and all, but you really had to do that to my girl. I mean, especially Bayley. My God, I mean, ugh. I mean, I wouldn't complain because kind of Tiffany Stratton kind of had interference as well by Nia Jax. Overall, this was an okay of a match until the end. I was like, oh my God, Tiffany, you gotta do something about this. You gotta get your redemption. Like I said, Bayley, Me Chan next week against Nia Jax and Tiffany. This is the time to get your revenge, but I have a feeling that Tiffany and Nia aren't gonna win that. Because champions advantage going into the championship match at SummerSlam. But we have to see what happens. But talking about this match, yeah, Tiffany Stratton is hilarious. Like interference or not, she's hilarious. She pretends to be scared. She screams while Michin chases her, and Tiffany Stratton hides behind Nia Jax. That was hilarious. And then Tiffany Stratton took advantage of the situation and took control. But then let me see. Why is this not working? Here we go. But at the end, it was Bayley who ran interference. I think Nia Jax kind of tripped up my Mia Yim with the referee distracted, and then that's when Bayley came in to help. And that's when Bayley attacked Nia Jax with the briefcase. Was it a steel? No, it wasn't a steel chair. It was Bayley smashing the case against the announce table. Oh yeah, it was Bayley smashes Nia Jax in the face with the briefcase. I bet you like that. And then Bayley started to destroy Tiffany Stratton's briefcase. I was like, no, no, no. Why did you do that? Bayley was smashing it. Oh, poor Tiffany. I couldn't watch that. I was like, no. But that's okay. That's okay. That's a sign that Tiffany's gonna make a custom pink one. That's what I want to see. I was like, when is my girl gonna customize to a pink briefcase? This is the time to
Oh,
do it since Bayley destroyed her. I was like, it's all good. It's all good. She's getting that pink briefcase. I was like, okay, that's the storyline. She's gonna get a customized pink briefcase. Let's go. But Tiffany Stratton gets distracted, sings to Bayley. She was Mi Chan was able to get a win. Thank God, Mi Chan, getting a win. I think Mi Chan that's her first win in so long. Like Mi Chan hasn't won a singles match in so long, and man, why did it have to be Tiffany Stratton? Tiffany Stratton getting the loss. I don't remember last time Tiffany got a loss. But Mi, Mi Chan getting the win off of a Scooble pin by Pitfall. Um, and that's just that. And post match, Bayley puts the contract back in the battered briefcase. That's gonna just make Tiffany make a pink one. That's good. That's fine. But thanks to Bayley, Mi Chan gets the victory over Tiffany Stratton by Pitfall. Disappointing, man, but it is what it is. What are your thoughts on it?
honestly, I think it's great that Michin is able to get a win, despite, oh, she got the win regardless. And against Tiffany Stratton, well, it is what it is. You win some, you lose some, and you know, it, Tiffany Stratton just got distracted, off of Bayley winning against her. And I think the sight of Nia Jax just seeing Bayley there just made Nia want just go after Bayley and ignore the fact that she had Tiffany Stratton case with her, which she did not take care of. And then you know, she just collapsed, and like she said, she was clumsy and she fell over the turnbuckle, and it is what it is. Um, and it looks like she that Tiffany Stratton will definitely need a brand new briefcase, and we'll have to see what that briefcase looks like in the next episode of SmackDown. So it's a great pickup win for Mission because she definitely needs it. She hasn't been really been that active, and she's been um, out of action a lot. So it's great that she picked it up, and we got to see where she's going to be going forward with Misha. So.
Alright, so moving on to the main event. We are finally here. Oof, long video. We got 8 Town Down Under, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller versus the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes with a mystery partner. So I was thinking, who could this be mystery partner could be? So it couldn't be Randy. I'm like, it's not Randy. There's no way he's back after the devastation from last week. And I'm thinking, I kind of joked around saying that what if this mystery partner was Roman Reigns? But that'd be funny if Roman Reigns was the mystery partner. People were saying that it could have been Jey Uso since Jey Uso actually, I think Jey Uso was there actually. I could have thought maybe Jey Uso maybe. It could have been. I was like maybe what if Jimmy Uso makes his return right here? What if Jimmy teamed with Cody? And it's like no, there's no way. And I'm thinking, oh, you know what? I was right too. And it's like, oh yeah, it's probably other other than Cody Rhodes' mystery partner is no other than Kevin Owens, who his mother is finally out of the hospital, and it's like, yeah, it's Kevin Owens. I forgot about that. It's definitely gonna be Kevin Owens, and what do you know? Kevin Owens coming in, and before this happened, Solo made a promo warning the guy who teamed up with Cody that, oh, if you team with Cody, you're against the Bloodline, and who other than who had a 4-year rivalry with the Bloodline. So Kevin Owens returned and team up with Cody Rhodes. Um, I'm not going to talk too much about this match, but except that Grayson Waller almost hit Austin Theory in a knee again, almost, but Austin Theory caught him. But that leads to Cody Rhodes hitting the crossroads. I mean, the Cody Cutters on Austin, and then the stunner for Grayson. Cody Rhodes hitting the crossroads on Austin Theory to win the match. But post match, Solo Sikoa in the Bloodline makes his entrance, and it seems like Cody and Kevin Owens had the numbers, but then Jacob Fatu, like always out of nowhere, Jacob Fatu absolutely destroying Kevin Owens. Cody Rhodes into the steel step, super kick for Kevin. Um, Putting both and headbutting him. And then another, once again, Cody Rhodes was forced to watch the Bloodline beating up Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens was just like helpless. Um, Tamatanga horse collars KO in the neck area with the steel chairs and rams them into the ring post. And I'm like, that's it for Kevin Owens. So trying to destroy Kevin Owens' neck. I think Kevin Owens' neck is broken at this point, while Cody Rhodes was forced to watch. And to finish it off, the Bloodline with a triple power bomb through the announce table. Both Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes get laid out. The ones are lifted at the end of the show, and once again, like last week, it looks like Cody Rhodes' alliances are down. That's pretty much the show. So, oh my God, twice in a row, SmackDown ends with the Bloodline decimating Cody and two of his great allies. So, it's hard to see. I think Kevin Owens is out for a bit. I'm not sure, but there's Cody Rhodes did a promo off air saying that Kevin Owens should be fine, but we have to see. But man, this does not look good for Cody Rhodes. But I think it's a storyline. I have kind of a scenario what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna just end it right here. But anyways, that's the main event. What are your thoughts on this?
Wow. Great pickup win for Kevin and Cody. Definitely a great pickup win for them. because they need to win. Grayson Waller and Austin Theory are running their mouth too much. Kevin Owens and Randy Orton definitely have a feud going on with those two. And I thought that the Bloodline had some sort of alliance with Austin Theory and and and
No, because
and
remember, no, because I think Jacob Fatu attacked Austin Theory last week.
oh yeah. Well, anyway, in other words, Grayson Waller and Austin Theory definitely had a feud going in the past, and that seemed to have evaporated thanks to the Bloodline being there. So violently, Cody and Kevin definitely fought violently against the Bloodline, and they definitely tried. But Jacob Fatu, man, Jacob Fatu, he's a dangerous man. He's a dangerous wrestler. He just destroyed them both, just like he did the first time. I mean, he's unstoppable. He's such an amazing. I gotta admit, Jacob Fatu, man. If anyone has had a chance to look at Jacob Fatu's past moves with his independent wrestling stuff, I mean, the man can do everything. He is the whole package. Wow. I will say that, man. I admire Jacob Fatu's work. He definitely has a big resume behind him, and he probably would definitely be a big, major WWE champion in the future, um, post Bloodline. So, but wow, he is an amazing athlete. I'll say
Yeah,
that going for him going
he's
forward.
just like the next Solo. We haven't seen him speak once. So maybe eventually he will
He
start
doesn't need to
speaking.
speak. We don't need Jacob Fatu to speak. Jacob Fatu doesn't need to say a word.
All right.
He just needs to do his thing.
All right, guys. So that would do it for our Friday Night SmackDown recap video. My name is Bruin Steele. This is Canadian Yorker. In terms of grading, I give this show a B minus. I don't know. It's just like I just not wasn't feeling this show. It was okay, I guess. I just like people are saying that they were bored because 2 weeks in a row the Bloodline attacked Cody. But you know what? I give this a B minus. No, B, just a plain B. That's fine. How about you?
I'm gonna give it a B plus. It's definitely one of the more exciting. It's just building up to SummerSlam, so we're gonna see what's gonna be happening going forward, going into SummerSlam. There was some great potential things happening with SmackDown, and we're seeing what's gonna happen with SummerSlam going forward. And the ending, I will say that the ending, I'm gonna give it a B plus, uh, because the ending was just perfect. Because the bloodline is definitely just the new bloodline is showing its dominance, and they're seeing how powerful the new bloodline is. On top of that, its biggest X factor being besides Solo and the Tongas, that is Jacob Fatu. He definitely performed one of his finishers that he did from the past. That diving headbutt off of the turnbuckle. I mean, that is something to see right there. And like I said, that man has a variety of moves. He can take you out any way he wants. I would say I would like to see Solo perform some of his moves too. So,
All right. So that would do it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Bruin Steele. This is Canadian Yorker. Be sure to like, subscribe, check out Canadian Yorker's channel, which his link will be in the description of this video, as well as our WWE Wrestling Bros channel. Link will also be in the description. But that would do it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this broadcast, and we will see you guys Tuesday night for our Monday Night Raw broadcast. So yeah, take it easy. See you guys later.
take care of that.